Yo, what's up guys? We are fresh off the NBA All-Star break, and I have 3 picks to share with you for this Thursday. So, let's not mess around and just dive right into the first game. Our first game that we're going to talk about is the Celtics traveling to Boston to take on the Nets. This game originally opened with Boston -4, but there's been a lot of movement since then, and it's now as high as 6.5 in some places. And the total can be found anywhere between 213 and 214. So let's see here. No KD, no Kyrie, no Joe Harris, or Ben Simmons for the Nets right now. What a difference a year makes. At this point last season, Brooklyn was a front runner to win it all. We are now on the back end of the All-Star break, and it would not surprise me the least bit if they didn't even make the playoffs. Going into the All-Star break, they looked absolutely awful, losing 12 of their last 14 games, including an 11-game losing streak in there. The Celtics, on the other hand, have been the polar opposite of late. They've won 11 of their last 13, including a nice little thumping of this same Nets team a couple weeks ago. I originally wanted to lay the points with Boston at -4, but with such a big shift from the opening line, it went from 4 to 6.5 at some places. I'm going to lay off of that. Instead, I'm going to take the team total to go over 108.5 for the Celtics. I locked that in at -120 with BetMGM. Remember, you can always follow any of my picks absolutely free if you just look me up on the Better Off app under Sports Dave. But if you like getting my breakdowns and the sports betting content that I provide on this channel, make sure you subscribe and tap that bell if you want to be notified when we post new videos. The second NBA game has the Grizzlies traveling to the Twin Cities to take on the T-Wolves. This line originally opened with Memphis -1.5, and the total is 239 with most books. But you can also find the Timberwolves getting 3 at some places, and I would not be surprised if this continues to climb. I think that this is going to be the most entertaining game on the schedule of NBA games to watch on Thursday. Unfortunately, it won't be televised on TNT or ESPN or anything like that. But if you can stream it, this is the one I would recommend. The Grizzlies come into this contest with the 3rd best record in the league, led by Ja Morant, who I would argue should have a stronger case for MVP right now just based on what he means to his team's overall success. I mean, I know Joel Embiid is carrying the Sixers in Philly, but where would Memphis be without this guy? Anyways, Memphis has won 9 of their last 11 games, but Minnesota ain't no slouch right now either. They've won 7 of their last 10, and they've played solid in front of their home crowd all season long. If the season ended right now, they would be in the 7th seed for the play-in tournament. So I expect some fight out of Minnesota as they try to get out of that play-in bracket. I think that 3 points might be too many for the road team in this spot, but I also think that this line may end up getting bigger. So if you like the Grizzlies to cover the spread, I would jump on them sooner than later. Me, I locked in Minnesota getting 3 points, and I'm going to keep an eye out to see if I can get even more points for this game. As I mentioned in one of my recent Sports Betting 101 videos, shopping odds is very important. 5 points on the money line may not seem like a lot, but over the course of a year, it can really add up to the difference between having a bankroll or not having a bankroll. When you download the Better Off app, you can shop some of the biggest name sports books in the industry, so check it out if you want to be a better bettor. For Game 3, the Warriors are traveling north to Portland to take on the Blazers. Golden State opened as a 6-point favorite, but this has jumped as high as 9 some places, and the total's at 223.5. If you like the Blazers getting 9 points in this one, you can find that on FanDuel. Portland went into the All-Star break on a 4-game win streak, but that was fresh off of a 6-game losing streak. So inconsistent would probably be the word that I would use to describe the Blazers, but that's what you could probably expect when their best players are either injured or traded. But they are currently hanging on to the last spot to compete in the play-in tournament. They're like that scrappy little kid that just won't go away. The Warriors, on the other hand, stumbled into the All-Star break losing 4 of its last 5. Head coach Steve Kerr has emphasized that it's the team's defense, or lack thereof, that has been the problem. I'm looking for Golden State to refocus on playing good defense again, and with the lack of scoring firepower that the Blazers have, I think this game stays under 223.5. And after the scoring display Curry put on during the All-Star game, I wouldn't be surprised if the public starts backing the over with the idea that he's just going to keep firing off threes from outer space. Look for that total to grow. Alright guys, those are my plays for this Thursday's action, but I will be back again soon to share some of my best bets for Saturday's college basketball action. And if you're into that other type of football they call soccer on the other side of the pond, we got our buddy Jason Mattis sharing his best bets for Saturday's English Premier League. Best part is that this is all free. All you got to do is subscribe to the channel and tap the bell for notifications if you want to stay ahead of that line movement. Anyways, I'll be back again soon. Until next time, best of luck banging on the books.